20 and 30 years was special. Special for me. I think special for my team. And I almost felt sorry for Washington. I mean, they probably thought they were coming in here and there'd be no students. And that group was so good and so fired up. There was no entitlement. None of them left. None of them transferred. They all just, they were unbelievable. And if I could have stayed there for a half hour after and thanked each and every one of them. But all the things that happen, please appreciate that this place is different. It's different. I mean, you can say this about places all over. This place is damn different. And I'm just thankful for them. I'm thankful for our marketing people. I'm thankful for his own coach. I'm thankful for all the people that put in the work to get this thing done. I don't want to make it bigger than the game, but for Tom Izzo, it's bigger than the game. When Matt said it to me walking up the steps, I thought it was special. So on to the game. I don't know. Danny's a hell of a coach. He's done a hell of a job. He just came off two incredible performances against Maryland and then, have Illinois to the wire. And, we had those days to prepare for them, and I thought my assistants did an unbelievable job, and the players stayed dialed in. And I told you, it's be different is our motto right now, and be different means don't cave in to, you come back from Christmas, you're all fired up to play, and then that next week, a lot of teams, there's been upsets, there's been things, we talked about it, we worked on it, we showed film about it. I thought the players did a great job. Defensively, I thought we were unbelievable. Offensively, I thought we moved the ball, did good things. We just missed a bunch of shots the first half. But they ended up shooting 50%, only 33 from the three, and Jaden had some great looks early. But I thought Jeremy played one of his best games, both offensively and defensively. I thought Jace Richardson just made some things happen, which he's capable of doing, and he gets 5 steals. Trey and Jeremy between them, have 16 assists and 2 turnovers. Jackson Kohler didn't get a bucket the first half and had 7 rebounds and did an incredible job on the big kid at times. I thought Cooper played one of his better games on him. Cohen came in and lit up the zone like he always does. He got one of his signature dunks. It was our night, and it wasn't their night. The 28 fast break points to 2, I think, was maybe the biggest difference in the game. We still reared our ugly head a little bit with the turnovers late. Ended up with 12, but we were at 8, and we turned it over some. But all in all, great performance. All in all, I think you're going to see some of this. I know Danny didn't want to make any excuse. Sorry. Here you go. That's what I think of you guys sometimes, just like to throw your crap around here. But, he didn't want to make any excuses about the West. I mean, until you go through it, you don't know what it's like. But college guys are going to struggle with that a little bit. We got to go out there, too. And it just wasn't his night, and it was ours. So you're going to see that team still is going to play some good basketball, and hopefully we grow from this. So questions, I'll take them, especially if they're about the zone.
Tom, I wondered if, and this is more about the just the overview of tonight, the toughness the guys showed, and maybe you mentioned about being dialed in. I guess I'm wondering, when you saw, what kind of things did you see when you looked in their eyes, and what was that halftime talk like?
Well, you hit the nail on the head. I think we are getting tougher. I think we rebounded. I think we defended really well early. Put our bodies on some people. We're getting better at that. Jeremy starts some of that with his pressure out front. Halftime was, you want to ruin a good night or you want to make a good night. In other words, we've had all these games, and over the years, you don't play as well the second half. I mean, we didn't play as well. We gave up some points, but they made some plays too. I thought we We played awfully well. We stayed focused. We actually shot better in the second half. We rebounded a little better in the second half. We went 17 for 18 from the free throw line, which has been a constant. A few turnover problems, but we're playing a lot of people. Yeah, I did see it in their eyes. It was fun to see that. I saw it in practice. Only day of practice of the last 4 days was yesterday. Just kind of was concerned about it, so we met about it last night. And I'm just going to try to keep staying in front of it. But we still got a long way to go. I mean, it was one of those nights tonight. But this team is getting better. The camaraderie, the fast break, the strength in numbers, the constantly coming at you. There's some pluses to that right now.
Hey, Tom, on your left over here, you mentioned Jeremy. First career double-double for him, I believe. So what does that mean? As, something you obviously put a lot of
I
priority.
thought Jeremy moved the ball the best he's moved it. I thought we talked to him a little bit about, giving it up earlier on the break. He did to Jaden a couple times, got him some great shots. He did to Jace once, and then Jace drives it. Jace is so effective of driving the ball from the wing, and he made a couple shots. He made one great kick out. So I think if that ball keeps moving, we're a better basketball team. So, Jeremy is the straw that stirred the drink there. And then defensively, he went at it. And even nice things to know, even when that number 8, Harris, started making some shots, even though he's 6'8", Jeremy's yelling at me in the huddle, let me take him, let me take him, let me take him. And so those things are all serious positives as we continue to move forward. But we're right back into the fire on Sunday, so we'll see what happens.
Tom, the Osabor kid was 0 for 8, and Jackson walling up inside, and some other guys like that. Obviously, with some of this group of centers, and you didn't have Zapala last year, but it was an issue, and it seems to be something against a pretty dominant big man that was corrected there.
Well, I'd say Jackson is so much better than he was last year. Zapala's bigger, and this and that. And Coop has been struggling. We brought Coop in. We talked to him. He's the greatest kid. He had the mask. I think that affected him some. And tonight, he got some big-time rebounds, and he's big. And I think our size bothered them a little bit, We still got some things out of Book. He scored some points, and Cohen was great. So, we played small in there some, too, when they went small. I think that's one great thing about this team. I think we have the versatility to play different ways. And I was so proud of our players, how they encouraged each other through that. Some guys weren't playing as much at one point and then played a lot more later on. And I just thought, I know what guys go through in this job, and it's crazy. As Judd used to say, the game makes fools of us all. I'm sure everybody saw the thing on UCLA, and Mick, who's a good friend, and the game does make fools of us all. But tonight, I like my team and I like my assistants. That might change by Sunday.
Tom, coming into the season, one of the questions was, even the first couple weeks of the season, was about Jaden and whether he could sort of elevate to become your guy. 7 out of 8, I believe, in double figures now. Do you see him settling into something like that, sort of in his own way of being your go-to guy, or something of that sense?
And what was cool tonight? I actually made my players made 3 substitutions. Jace, Jaden, and I think even Trey, but Jason Jaden for sure asked to come out more than once. And you could look at that as, are they not in good shape? I look at that as, that's how hard they were going. We were running our lanes. That's why it was 28-2 in fast break. We haven't been consistently running. I thought Trey, Jace, Jaden ran their tail off, and that opens it up for other guys. So that is fun as a coach when you don't have to make the substitutions. They're kind of making them for you. And I thought they deserved to be tired. And I didn't think any of it was because of bad conditioning. It was because they worked their tail off.
What about the idea of Jaden, though? Do you think he's settling into sort of his version of being your guy?
Well, I think he's settling in, and, as we said, Jaden is our go-to guy, but that doesn't mean he always will be, because sometimes, as I said, I don't know who it's going to be. So I know that sure as hell know the coach down there doesn't know who it's going to be. And that's not always perfect, but it's good. It's good because those guys, I mean, you could see Jace, Jaden, Jeremy, Trey, they were felt so good with each other, and they were happy for each other. And that speaks volumes.
Tom, you talked about a little bit the body of work that Washington has put out there. It has been a body of work where we probably wouldn't have thought it would have been this kind of outcome. You would have saw them competing.
No.
So talk about this new healthy challenge you've been experiencing with your team playing at a very high clip, but yet you still want to kind of keep them a little grounded. And maybe every coach in America listen to what you're going to say about this.
Yeah, I want to keep them grounded just because I don't think we've accomplished anything yet. We still shot 33% from the three. We still had some unforced turnovers. We still had some mistakes. They missed some shots early too. Okay, it wasn't just us. They missed some shots early too. But I think the biggest thing I'm trying to do with my team is keep consistency. Can we stay consistent? Not too high, not too low. Can we stay consistent? And even in the loss at Memphis, loss at Kansas, we've been consistent. Some of our wins that weren't routes we've been pretty consistent. The first 10 games, we consistently sucked from the perimeter. We were awful. Didn't make any shots. But we were consistent, and we found other ways to win. And I think that was important. And now we're doing a better job in some of those areas, and we're finding more ways to win, getting to the free throw line. Only negative, we only got there 18. We try to get there 20 to 22 times a game. But we wanted to get 65 shots. We got 61. We're starting to accomplish some things that we're going after, but trust me, boy, the other problem you're all going to have, I'm going to have, our fans are going to have, some of these schedules are front-loaded, they're back-loaded, they're this, they're that, who plays who, when, where. We play, Michigan was out, played USC and UCLA. UCLA had to travel from Nebraska to go home to play a game, We play now, and we play at 11 o'clock on Sunday morning. Northwestern hasn't played since last Sunday. There's going to be all these kinds of things that are not excuses, they're facts of life that we're going to have to deal with and see if we can work our way through. What do we do now? We're going to go upstairs, have a meeting. We talked to our team right away after the game because tomorrow is preparation for Northwestern. And what do? We had some guys tired tonight. So we got to figure out what's the right way to practice, how much is going to be mental, how much is film, how much is walkthrough, how much is getting after it. And yet the team we play has been there for 7 days, And those things are going to happen, And sometimes they work in your advantage. Sometimes they work against you. And I just got to make sure I'm just keeping everybody, when you say grounded, we don't act like a team that's 4-0 or 13-2 to me. And that's a good thing. I think we're confident, but I don't think we're cocky. I think, we know where we are and we know what our strengths are, and yet we know what we got to improve on.
Don, when they beat Maryland and could have beat Illinois, did you see anything from the way you practiced that said they might not score the first 10-27?
No, I never feel that way about us. Although our defense is getting better and it's been pretty good most of the year, but no, and like I said, they did miss some shots. They missed some shots too, but I thought we were scrambling. I thought we were fighting. I thought we got loose balls. I thought we cut out and got rebounds, and I thought we ran. And I thought we came right at them, which is exactly what you should do on a team that came in here with some momentum and feeling good. And I do think, you laugh as you may, but when I walked out and saw that green, and I knew they were all coming, but it was kind of special. And then the guy we brought out, the military guy, it was just one of those nights when somehow, some way, a referee came up to me and said, "You guys do it the best I've ever seen." And he was so impressed with the way we handled the pregame, and it's just normal here. It's normal. And I think our people be different. It's different. And I think our people deserve a lot of credit, not me, our people. But I'm going to start finding a way to appreciate. As Tom says, I don't have to be here, I get to be here. It's pretty good.
We got a couple more, Connor, and then wrap with Jake.
Tom, on your right here. You talked about Jeremy's game offensively, but I can't help but notice the tempo you guys played with is one of the fastest this season. The way he's able to handle the difficulty of that challenge, and I mean, he's 10 assists to 1 turnover, played one heck of a game. I mean, what does that speak to, I guess, with his overall?
Well, I think he's coming more and more. I mean, he looked like he was coming out of there with the ball, at least to me. I don't know how he looked to you guys. The other thing is defensively. You know, he got a little sloppy late in the game, but he was pretty solid on their point guard, not letting them get in the paint and stuff like that. So when the front of your attack point is neutralized, that makes a big difference in the game. You know, we got a guy that can do that. And so, yeah, I told him right on the floor as I was taking him out, you know, this was your best game. You know, it wasn't your highest scoring. It wasn't this and that. It was your best overall game. And I do believe that. And I think I just love the fact, like I said, it really tells me a lot when guys are asking to come out. That was the second coolest thing, other than the alumni group being there. That was really cool for me.
Yeah, and speaking of the Izzo alumni, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe you're currently on a 10 or 11 game win streak when it's the alumni
Bring them back,
reunion.
man.
And so, you know, is there anything specific that any specific juice that adds to your team, like for games like these?
God, I told Jonathan was sitting right next to me. I said, maybe he's got to come on the road with me. You know, somebody's bringing us luck, but that group, it's just so much fun to see. You know, some of those guys now have been out 25, 30 years, right? So that makes them getting a little older and still be able to act like idiots. That is awesome. I mean, how can you ask for more than that? You know, they were cheering and getting fired up. Jace made that block and that whole section. I mean, God, that was, I will save that tape. And I told my video people, make sure you're getting a lot of the crowd. Probably doesn't mean as much to you guys, but it means the world to me.
Do you know how far some of those guys came to be here tonight?
You know, I did not talk to them, but I know over the years it's been Texas, Florida, California if they can get here. But I mean, some of them, this is that important to them. You know, we used to have a dinner, and you know, I think I let them down a little bit because, you know, money's money with everything nowadays. But maybe Izzo's got to do something with that because they deserve to spend some time with us here and not just see him. That's why I asked if I could talk to him at the end. I don't get to see him enough, and I don't get to tell him how much I appreciate him. But they started it. You know, Dick Vitale, after a couple of years, said this was the toughest place to play. And that wasn't because of Tom Izzo. That was because of those students. And now some of those students are head of companies. Some of those women have been very successful. And yet on one night, on one great night, they can still act like 20-year-olds. And that's pretty cool. That's really cool. So I appreciate you all. Onward to Northwestern. As we know, we have not fared very well over there lately, so we got to get ready for them starting right now. Thanks.